Bonjour, Kakna Awiyak, Bruce Beardy here again, doing another video. This time these questions are related to going home and their future tense forms. So here's my dialect here, Servan Ojibwe. The questions, notice the suffix endings here. Again, related to the pronouns that I've mentioned before. So the first question here is, Anapi wakiweyan. Anapi wakiweyan. When do you want to go home? Wapang ka wikiweyan. Wapang ka wikiweyan. I want to go home tomorrow. So there's actually different ways of answering these questions, and I'll provide a couple of ways of answering the same questions. So anapi, some people will say anin ahpi wakiweyan. Okay, so this one is a condensed version here. Anapi wakiweyan, when do you want to go home? Wapang ka wikiweyan. I want to go home tomorrow. Anapi wakiweyeg, when do you and others want to go home? Wapang ka wikiweyag, we want to go home tomorrow. Anapi wakiwech, when does he or she want to go home? Wapang ka wikiwech, she wants to go home tomorrow. Again, with the CH ending here, other dialects will say Anapi wakiwed, with the T or D. Wapang ka wikiwed, for example, as the answer. Anapi wakiweyak, when do we, you and I, want to go home? Wapang ka wikiweyak, we want to go home tomorrow. Anapi wakiwewach, when do they want to go home? Wapang ka wikiwewach, they want to go home tomorrow. Anapi wakiweyag, Anapi wakiweyag, when do we want to go home? This time you're not included. Wapang ka wikiweyeg is the person that's responding to that question. Says, you, all of you, want to go home tomorrow. Anapi wakiweyan, when do I want to go home? Wapang ka wikiweyan, you want to go home tomorrow. So this is one possible way of answering these questions here. Let's take a look at the next one. So here's another way. It's the same questions. Okay, Anapi wakiweyan, when do you want to go home? Wapang nui kiwe. Okay, we over here is actually a voluntative preverb that is used. So in this case, I want to go home tomorrow. Wapang ne wikiwe. Anapi wakiweyeg, when do you and others want to go home? Wapang ne wikiwe min, we want to go home tomorrow. Anapi wakiwech, or Anapi wakiwed, when does he or she want to go home? Wapang wikiwe. Anapi wakiweyak, when do we, you and I, want to go home? Wapang ke wikiwe men, we want to go home tomorrow. Anapi wakiwewach, or Anapi wakiwewad, when do they want to go home? Wapang wikiwewag, they want to go home tomorrow. Anapi wakiweyag, when do we, me and others, but not you, want to go home? And the person that I'm talking to responds, Wapang ke wikiwenawa, you, all of you, want to go home tomorrow. Anapi wakiweyan, when do I want to go home? Wapang ke wikiwe, you want to go home tomorrow. Okay, so these are just a couple of possible ways to answer that question. There's obviously different ways to answer them. For example, Anapi wakiwedge or Anapi wakiwed. Wapang tagkiwe. Okay, he or she's going home tomorrow. Okay, miigwech for listening to me again, and I'll do another one next week. Bye for now.